President visits schools and government projects in Atkinson and Kalinago territory. Diaspora Minister discusses government's view of diaspora investment. And Dominica joined Venezuela in marking the first anniversary since the death of Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez. Thank you for joining us for another edition of National Focus. I am Tarnia Green.
And I'm Fontaine. Stay with us for these stories and others right after the break.
Black sigatoka is a dangerous fungal disease that affects the leaves of banana and plantains. The disease prevents the plant from producing healthy bunches. It is spread by wind, water, and people. Please do not remove banana and plantain trash from infected fields. Stop the spread of black sigatoka today. For further information, please contact your Extension Officer or the Division of Agriculture.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. The Dominica Institute for the Arts, in partnership with the Cultural Division, has played and will continue to play a pivotal role in the development of visual and performing arts in Dominica. The Institute operates under the Division of Culture and the National Cultural Council with a joint aim to preserve and promote the traditional and contemporary expressions of Dominica's culture. GIS News, in an exclusive interview, spoke with Director of the Dominica Institute for the Arts, Athleen Douglas Murdoch, during a recently held teachers' workshop. The workshop focused on training educators to promote arts in schools as well as the general public. Douglas Murdoch expressed that the Cultural Division is taking initiatives to raise the value of the arts in Dominica. One such initiative is a visual and performing art program, which she says caters to over 150 students and adults.
This is not an isolated workshop. We are hoping to have a really drive towards training teachers in the art. Not only short-term training like this one and continuing to train, do workshops to train, but we would like to see more persons go overseas to study professionally 2 years, 3 years, 4 years in the arts. And in fact, even at this institute, I was just talking to one of the staff even this morning about aligning ourselves to Ed Manley or one of the big art schools so that we can bring value to the courses we do here. Right now there are over 150 students here who do visual and performing arts courses. Our courses are generally between 4 and 7 because that's when the children have finished school, that's when the people who are working have the time. But we really want to be able to do even more than that, to offer an associate's degree in the visual at some point. So we are moving towards raising the value of the arts in the country, making it more accessible to persons who would like to do it, and generally promoting the arts in a big way in Dominica. We think it would help us in many ways.
Murdoch believes that parents and members of society play a major role in the continued development of culture on the island.
Generally, maybe it's not Dominica alone, we tend to devalue the arts. If a child comes to you and says, "No, I want to be an artist," we're more inclined to say, "Well, you're joking, they would want them to be a lawyer, doctor." As you say, these are the only professions that have value. So there's so many professions in the arts now that it's unfair to discourage a child who has that as a passion from the arts because we think it doesn't have much worth. People don't look up to artists. They just think there's certain people that come in weird clothes, crazy people. So we have to change the mindset, the attitude of the whole country towards the arts. We have to raise the level of the arts in the country, and we see the talent, we see a lot of raw material in Dominica. We just haven't had the opportunity to get the training to grab it, and this is what the Institute is all about, to promote the arts, promote the artists. We want to see our artwork being sold in other islands, being sold internationally. We just want to get like a renaissance in the arts through the Dominica Institute for the Arts.
The director mentioned the school's art festival headed by the Cultural Division stating its necessity as an avenue to allow students the opportunity to showcase their talents.
It's a great opportunity to have the schools awaken themselves about the arts and to see the talents of school children. Actually, more than 57% of our population here is children. We sort of expect it to be the other way around, but we welcome it all the same. You know, maybe older people are a little more busy. But the Schools Arts Festival gives them that chance to give us a chance to showcase the school children in the arts. And it also gives us a chance for the schools to focus more on the arts. If we didn't have something to prepare for, we probably wouldn't give it as much attention, at least when coming towards that second year, when they have to go out on the stage and show and exhibit if you don't have an opportunity to exhibit, you tend to not take on the thing as much. You don't put as much attention to it. If you have to exhibit and show it off, you tend to pitch more attention, give it more attention.
Douglas Murdoch recognized the efforts of individuals she considers iconic and who sometimes go unnoticed in pushing the arts. She voiced that though not able to list all, she is thrilled by every individual's contribution.
You have persons, many persons in the arts. I want to thank many of the artists do a lot of work, unpaid work. We don't really appreciate them enough for the kind of work they do without pay. And we have so many famous persons. I want to thank the persons who've come before in all the persons like Mr. Oliver Leblanc, who raised awareness in the arts in Dominica, Sissi Cordero, and even more recent persons like Dr. Alwyn Bully and Mr. Raymond Lawrence, you know, Miss Auntie Pearl Christian. These are like icons in our own time, and I think we have to cherish them, we have to appreciate them, and thank them for bringing us where we are in the arts in Dominica today.
The Waitukubuli Dance Theatre, directed by Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence, and the Sixth Form Cicero Singers Choir, under the direction of the Senior Cultural Officer Pearl Christian, are also projects undertaken by the Cultural Division in drawing awareness to the arts in Dominica and to create an understanding and appreciation of cultures of the region and the wider world.
In more news, the 8 Banks Diaspora Investment Forum held on Friday, February 28th, saw a dialogue between Dominicans who live overseas and the local investment authorities, with the 8 Bank as the financial partner. Dominica's Minister for Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, delivered one of the featured addresses at that event. In his presentation, Dr. McIntyre made reference to a previously held formal meeting between the Labour Party government and members of the Dominican diaspora. The minister considered that forum very productive.
I recall the convening of a development forum in 2008 when we celebrated our 30th anniversary of independence under the theme, Celebrating the Journey Together. That forum gave us the opportunity to critically examine the constraints to development in our homeland and, among other things, generated some useful ideas for improving this investment climate in Dominica. Some of these ideas subsequently helped to shape relevant policy, and I have every reason to believe that they have contributed to improving the environment for doing business in Dominica.
Honorable McIntyre says 8 Banks event seamlessly complements government's efforts to get the Dominican diaspora more involved in national development.
This initiative of the bank complements the efforts of government to lead the change in investment and investing in promising growth sectors of the economy. The government's construction of a 68-room hotel at the Cabrits with assistance from the Kingdom of Morocco is the most recent effort of government in its thrust to stimulate growth in the local economy.
In addition to several initiatives by government to make investing in Dominica easier, Honorable McIntyre also listed financial investment packages available to investors. The Trade Minister says in some cases up to 20 years of tax waiver is offered to potential investors. Honorable McIntyre insists that despite naysayers, government will continue to offer that incentive to boost the local economy. Still on the subject of Dominicans investing in Dominica, the Employment Minister made note of a plan to construct a new hotel in the Kalinago territory.
Government is also currently providing support to a national who was resident overseas in the construction of a novel hotel in the Carib territory. The hotel will reflect the heritage and culture of our indigenous people. Work has commenced on this enterprise, which will not only provide employment to the residents of the territory, but will also be a purchaser of agricultural commodities produced by farmers of that area.
Honorable McIntyre told the forum titled Help Here From There that the timing is right for local investment.
In more news, Dominica's head of state, His Excellency Charles Savarin, made a day of visiting students of 8 schools in the Kalinago territory last Thursday. The parliamentary representative, Honorable Ashton Grano, the Carib chief, Garnet Joseph, and the development officer in the Ministry of Carib Affairs joined the president and his wife early Thursday morning when the tour began. The group was first welcomed at the Atkinson Primary School, one of 13 child-friendly schools in the district. The other schools visited were the Lighthouse Christian Academy, the Crayfish River Preschool, the Special Needs School, also in Crayfish River, the Siniku and Celibia Primary Schools, as well as the Maho River and Siniku Preschools. At each school, the students put on performances for the visiting president and his team. Here now is a peek. Here's also a clip of the president's admonition to the students of the Atkinson Primary School.
I see you have a full-size playing field, so I expect that you are playing sports, but also that you can give a good account of yourself. I see is that a volleyball net, a cricket pitch. I don't see a football. So you have an opportunity to engage in sports, which is good to keep you healthy. So you should use the facilities that you have. And I also understand, but I have not seen, that you have a 4-H club and that you, in fact, do gardening, which feeds us all. Everybody is now concerned about healthy living. You have a school feeding program, but it's not just a school feeding program. It's not just filling a belly. It is having a balanced meal and particularly ensuring that there's a good supply of fresh vegetables.
The president also paid visits to the Celibia Concord and Batacle Atkinson Road projects, the Sensi Resource Center, as well as the Chinese-funded housing projects.
20-year-old Francine Tiffany Barron of Grand Bay outshined 6 competitors and earned the title of Miss Dominica 2014 at the National Queen Show last Friday. A massive crowd gathered at the Winter Park Sports Stadium as Dominica journeyed on into the heart and soul of Mass Dominic 2014. Barron, Dominica's first Tea Matador, captured among numerous awards Miss Intelligent, Miss Photogenic, and Best Performing Talent. Baron, who received the award for Best in Costume, appeared in an African-themed costume displaying vibrancy and color that had the crowd on their toes with excitement. She copped the award for Best in Swimwear, while Torrance Dorset of Marigot received the award for Best Swimwear. GIS News got an exclusive interview with the new Miss Dominica just moments after being crowned. When responding to the question of her preparations for the pageant, Baron voiced that although stressful, she put God first and was determined to make her supporters proud. She expressed her eagerness to participate in the upcoming regional pageants and promote her platform, reaching your highest achievement.
Applying for the Miss Dominica pageant, you also have to apply for the regional pageants as well, as you become an ambassador for Dominica. So it has always been in the back of my mind that if I win, I have to represent Dominica to the best of my abilities. And therefore I made sure that my talent was one that I could use regionally and maybe internationally as well. So I'm excited and I'm ready for the job ahead.
Donella Revere captured the awards for Best Evening Wear, Best in Evening Wear, and Best Costume. She placed first runner-up, while Octavia Prosper copped second runner-up. The Miss Amity Award selected by the contestants went to Miss Shalina Samuel, representing Stock Farm. The other contestants were Joelle Brown, representing Point Michelle, and Royette Laurent, representing Portsmouth. And finally, Dominica on Wednesday joined Venezuela in marking the first anniversary of the death of Hugo Chavez, who died of cancer after 14 years as president. The Embassy of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela held a church service at the St. Alphonsus Catholic Church in Goodwill to remember the fallen leader. President Hugo Chavez's successor, Nicolas Maduro, on Wednesday led a military parade and a ceremony at the military headquarters in Caracas, where Chavez is buried. President Maduro, the hand-picked successor of the late President Chavez, organized 10 days of commemorative activities to mark Wednesday's anniversary of the leader's death from cancer at age 58. Before we end the news, here are a few notices. Residents of Wesley and environs are invited to the 25th inaugural meeting of the Wesley Village Council on Friday, March 7th, 2014 at 4:30 p.m. at the Wesley Primary School. Residents of Marigot and environs are invited to the 26th inaugural meeting of the Marigot Village Council on Friday, March 10th, 2014 at 4:30 p.m. at the Marigot Junior School. Please make every effort to attend and to be on time. And that's National Focus. Coming up next, the tip of the day.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
When we cheat on our diets, we often fall prey to discouragement and subsequently cancel the diet altogether. But that's not absolutely necessary.
One bad day or bad meal does not make you a failure. Simply do better tomorrow or with the next meal. Use the next opportunity to undo the bad previous decisions. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm.
Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel.
On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Pearl Fontaine.
And I'm Tarnia Green. Thank you so much for watching.